Coming up on Look Today, well, 21st Congressional District constituents demonstrated in downtown Glens Falls this past weekend. I've got details. And now that the New York State budget has been passed, tuition will be free for some SUNY students starting this fall. More on that coming up. Plus, a poetry reading took place in honor of National Poetry Month in Saratoga. I've got those details. It's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome, everyone. I'm Jay Hood Jackson, and this is Look Today. On tonight's program, I sit down with Rich Serino. He's a mayoral candidate for the city of Glens Falls. He's running on the Green Party ticket, and he's here to talk about his background and qualifications for running. I also sit down with Laura Greenaway. Now, she's Development Director for American Diabetes Association. We're joined by John Davidson. He's a co-owner of Davidson Brothers Brewing in Glens Falls. And they're here to talk about the Tour de Cure race that's happening in June. Plus, we've got your weather for the Tri-North counties. But first, these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, a group of about 100 21st Congressional District constituents gathered Saturday afternoon in downtown Glens Falls to demonstrate. Now, the demonstration protested Congresswoman Elise Stefanik's lack of response to her constituents. Now, according to Agatha Stanford, who is the founder of an organization called the New Resistance USA, the Congresswoman's voting record must be evaluated. We were at the demonstration and we spoke to Agatha.
She has private meetings, none of which are recorded. And these bills that she is voting on have a very convoluted legalese to them, and people need to break them down and understand exactly what is underneath these laws and resolutions.
In other news, well, New York State passed its budget of $153 billion. That's with a B. Well, $163 million of that will be allocated to make free tuition a possibility for all middle-class students who plan or are attending SUNY schools. Families whose annual income is $125,000 or less would qualify starting 2019. Well, the initiative would begin in fall of this year, starting with a threshold of $100,000 for qualifying families. Now, at Friday's event at SUNY Adirondack, officials were promoting the importance of four-year degree programs, and we spoke to Queensbury Town Supervisor Rachel Sieber about some of the programs.
Many people in our community aren't aware that they can come to SUNY Adirondack, get an associate's degree, but then move right on to SUNY Plattsburgh at the Adirondack campus here in our backyard, offering services and an education to 3 to 4 different counties, and being able to say, you get your bachelor's degree, but we don't stop there, we'll take you to your master's degree.
All right, switching from news to weather. Today's so beautiful day. Sunshine, temperatures were just shy, are you ready, of the 80s. However, there's still a flood warning in effect for parts of our region. Let's see how the week is shaping up. For a more detailed look at our weather, let's head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast.
Well, thank you, Jesse. Right now, we're going to be watching temperatures swinging back and forth a little bit over the next week. Temperature is pretty mild today. We'll see a temperature cooling down for the back half of the week. And right now, we're responsible for some warming conditions thanks to the southerly flow coming around this high that's sitting off the coast of Virginia right now. One cold front stretching from portions of Texas back up across the Great Lakes into portions of Canada. Another weaker system kind of also spooling up across portions of western Canada as we speak right now. Temperatures not too bad through tonight. Temperatures will only slip back down to the 40s and 50s. Mostly cloudy skies. We'll see a low of 48 degrees. Southerly flow still coming in, keeping us a little bit more humid. We'll see a chance of some afternoon showers cropping up tomorrow as that front that's losing a lot of its steam pushes towards us, but boy, will it be warm as the high tops out about 80 degrees. We'll see partly sunny skies. Out the door tomorrow, you can maybe keep a light jacket on, but for the most part, a quick warm up and a mild morning is expected also So clouds begin to filter back in. We'll see temperatures cooling down behind that frontal system that slides through late Tuesday. Wednesday's high 59. Cloudy weather back with us, and temperatures will continue to stay pretty mild but cooler than what we've seen over the past couple of days, all the way towards our Easter weekend. Friday, 58 degrees for the high, 60s, and sunny weather will return back Saturday. Well, that's it from the First Look Weather Center. Now time to get back to you, Jesse.
Thanks, Fran. And by the way, we will be changing those background graphics now that we are actually convinced that it is spring starting tomorrow. And looking ahead, where we were doing a ski report every day, we will be changing that in the near future to cover a marine forecast and a golf forecast. All right, back to the news. Well, in honor of April being National Poetry Month, an afternoon of poetry with Nancy Denafio featured a reading with 3 acclaimed poets right from our area. The event took place at Saratoga Arts on Broadway in Saratoga Springs. The event was hosted by Barbara Garrow and Rockland Erba, both local poets. Well, this is the first in a series that will take place at the Arts Center. Up next, I sit down with Rich Serino. He's a mayoral candidate for the city of Glens Falls. He's here running on the Green Party ticket, and he's going to talk about his background and qualifications for running. Plus, I also sit down with Laura Greenaway. She's a development director for the American Diabetes Association. We're joined by John Davidson. He's co-owner of Davidson Brothers Brewing in Glens Falls. They're here to talk about the Tour de Cure race that's happening in June. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, how about join us for an interview? Give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Look Today. It's Monday, so we look ahead. Another very busy week for us here at Look TV. Kristen Hannaford and Jeff Mead are coming in tomorrow to talk about the big sports initiative that's going to take place throughout the North Country. The Autism Association will be in because April is Autism Awareness Month. Habitat for Humanity is coming in for an interview. And you can't end the week better than an interview with Ed Bartholomew, who's head of the Economic Development Corps in all of Warren County. And last but not least, the lookout goes to Rocky Raccoon. Now, before you're wondering what the heck am I talking about, let me explain something. You may have noticed that we've been off air, and we're going crazy trying to figure out what was causing us to be off air. Could be anywhere in the system. Trust me, it's complicated. I get a call today from West Mountain who says, lo and behold, Rocky decided to bite through some wires and took out the mountain. I think he paid a price. He looked a little crispy after the adventure, but nonetheless, that's why we were off air, and hopefully that's a one-off and it won't happen again for us and also for anyone in the raccoon population. So I thought it was only fitting that we would end tonight with a little tribute to our friend. Good night, everyone.
Rocky Raccoon checked into his room.